Hello. Well, it is an honor to be here.
Us too.
Thank you. And I definitely want to thank my beautiful girlfriend, Kamada, for inviting and introducing me to these habits, practices, and philosophies that we've come to grow and share.
Yeah.
And I guess my question today, I kind of figured I knew I was going to be here personally. I did.
When you know, you know.
You know.
And your knowing, your desire for that and absence of resistance made us know too.
Word.
Exactly.
So I guess the question that, I really came, because for the last, let's say 4 months, we've been reading and watching Abrahams and Esther, lead great people. And so my question is, when you have that feeling from source that you know why you're here, because when I was blessed with my purpose, when source delivered my purpose to me, is to lead, motivate, and inspire others to see the greatness that lies in myself. I give energy, and spread positivity that blocks negativity before it becomes evil.
Wait, we were with you for a minute. But we liked your terminology. I give energy, you said?
Yep.
We want to embellish that statement by saying you focus and therefore call energy. And in your focus, you therefore direct energy. All of that is just right. And then what was the next part you said?
I spread positivity.
Through that focus, yes you do. And?
That blocks negativity before it becomes evil.
There's a better way of saying that. I connect to the energy that creates worlds. And I feel the fullness of who I am. And when I join forces with sources, with source energy, the leverage is very, very strong. And therefore my focus really, really matters. And then I, in essence, own the room. But in the moment you decide that you're blocking energy, blocking evil energy, you stop doing all of those things that you were talking about before. Because when you turn your attention to what you're trying to stop, you join forces with what you're trying to stop, and you lose your leverage.
Word.
And we get why you might want to say it that way, because there are a lot of people, that's the way they're looking at things. But you cannot defy the laws of the universe, and there is no assertion. There's only attraction. So if there's only attraction, then what does focus do? If you can identify a desire and therefore summon or attract non-physical energy, which flows toward what it is you are wanting to create, and that focus is causing a creation toward that, what is it that makes it accurate when we say there's no assertion? Because focus feels like you're collecting source energy and focusing it or asserting it toward your desire. But your desire has already been set into motion and is already calling to itself. So you're not creating. In other words, you're not flowing the energy and therefore in that process creating. You have activated a desire that is summoning the energy, and then you are cooperatively part of that process. Can you feel the difference? What is very helpful to acknowledge in this, and then we want to hear from you, because there isn't anything about what you're offering that is off base. We're just fine-tuning here. It's really helpful for someone like you who has, as in your opening words, come to accept the power of the universe that you were born to flow. It's very helpful if you don't ever see yourself as an asserter of that power, as a controller of the evil of the world. You see what we're getting at? It's the coming in as the fixer of things and the controller of things that we're wanting to help you soften a little bit. Because in that vibration, you just bump up against all the others in the world who have their idea about what's right and what's wrong. And now you're just part of that battle against good and evil. And that was never what you intended to be. You never intended to be part of the battle against good and evil, because you know there is no evil. You know there is only light and pinched off light. And when you focus on pinched off light and give it a label, now you're flowing toward what you've got pinched off, and it gets bigger and bigger until it feels like it deserves a label. And then so much of the world decides that there is an evil force when there isn't. There's only a source of goodness. There's only a source of source. There's only wanted and disallowance of it or allowance of it, you see. So once you get that all clear in your mind, then your demand for source energy is not blocked.
Absolutely. And it's a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. It's after you identify who you are, your past is still with you in the things that you've seen. And if you want to...
Your past is still with you in the things that you've seen. But you're new now, seeing it from your now perspective. And so you're constantly altering your past from your now perspective. If you are a powerful creator.
That's what creation is.
But you're onto something important, and this is the new evolution of this message, and so let's have a conversation about it. What did you mean? Because you're not incorrect, but let's chew on it and see what we can do about it. What did you mean when you said your past is still, what were your words?
Is still with you.
Your past is still with you, is it? Is it?
In the things that you've seen.
In the things that you've seen that you're regurgitating in memory, but you're doing it now. All of your power is in your now, whether you're thinking about past, present, or future, but you're doing it now. So if you're doing it now and you're thinking about the past, then you're activating the past now. That's how you bring it forward. Well, that's really a good thing to do if you are a really wise selective sifter. If you are reviewing the past through the eyes of source, then you're finding all of the things about the past that are regenerative, that are of value in your now. But you don't want to be this objective, weigh the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses. You don't want to bring everything from the past forward, just the parts that you want to recreate in the now. You are a creator, you are not a regurgitator. But most people who think about the past, Esther was doing that. That's why we told the stories about her that we did when we began. Esther remembers past construction jobs. She remembers things that went wrong and expects them right into her present situation and does not need to do that. It could have been a problem-free building of this house. Could have been. Had it not been that she needed to justify somehow. So what do you think it is? Oh, we really want to have this conversation with you.
Oh, man, let's listen to this.
What makes what you've lived through? What makes you want to tell that story of the past? Why do you want to tell it? Because I triumphed, or because I struggled and persevered, or because I won? We just want you to want to tell the stories of the past for all the good feeling reasons. And you know, until we put another piece into this conversation, which is you are here in this magnificent body, and your inner being is focused from non-physical right here where you are. And in every moment of your life experience, wherever it is you are focused and whatever it is that you are focused about, your source energy, that God within you, is focused with you here and now and has an opinion about now.
Speak it.
So, when your inner being is focused about you here and now, we promise you, oh, this is something that you may not know. You're going to know it. You're going to say word when you hear it from us. Your inner being never looks back. Your inner being never looks to your past to justify your now, because you don't need any justification for now. So there's no reason to tout anything or to compare anything. There's no reason. But you're right. You're absolutely right that past is the reason that you stand where you do. And every bit of that contrast served you because it launched rockets forward. It's all of value. You just want to pay attention to how you feel when you reactivate the past, so that you know if the reactivating of the past is blocking the valve or opening it.
That is awesome, Abraham. That is awesome.
Esther is explaining to a man who's trying to adjust something in her new house. And she realized that because she's had experiences like that before, she was having a difficult time just expecting it to go easily along, because she knows how that usually goes. So she wanted to explain to him, my experience has been. And he's looking at her, thinking about what her experience may have been. He trusts her. She's not making things up. But he just wanted to do what needed to be done now. And while he doesn't understand about what Abraham teaches, and he doesn't really understand about law of attraction, and he never has given a thought to vibration or what's active in a moment in time, he was not comfortable with Esther wanting to bring past bad experiences into this moment in time. Why would you do that? Because I'm smart. And I have had experiences. And most important, I'm wanting to prevent the next moment from having problems that other moments have had. I'm trying to protect my new moment from things that other moments have had by activating the things that have gone wrong in other moments. Alrighty then. So Esther's catching herself in the middle of it and laughing right out loud at herself and at her tendency to keep telling it like it is or keep telling it like it has been, instead of just letting each moment be fresh and new and free of obstacles of the past. Well, that made her think all night long about the seeming contradiction of the value of past experience and the knowledge that it gives me, and the freshness of the now, where I don't muck it up with past experiences that I don't want to repeat. How far do you go? How much do you use your past experience in this now moment? And we say, use every past experience that felt triumphant, that felt exhilarating, that felt satisfying, and do not activate any of them that bring into the conversation frustration or worry. That's your rule of thumb. You cannot separate your past from your present, from your future well at all. No one can. You just cannot blur those lines well enough to really be only in the now, because here's now again, here's now again, here's now again. It's now and then it's more. It's now and then it's more. It was then and now it's now and now it's more. This moving through time, this becoming, this evolution is happening very, very rapidly. And so it's normal for you to want what you've learned to be part of the equation. Just don't get carried away with it. And you might ask yourself, this is what Esther came to that night. You might ask yourself, why do I feel a need to say this? Why am I saying it? Why am I saying it? Am I trying to protect my future experience from something unwanted? That's not a good reason. Am I trying to show off? Am I trying to assert my intelligence into the situation? Nothing wrong with that, unless you're intelligent about things you don't want.